Guys, it's King Gabriel, and I'm here for another impromptu video. This topic may be distressing for some, especially if you're particularly religiously oriented or according to the present paradigm of religions, you are subscribing to any of those. You may find this particularly distressing, but understand that it is a way to move forward through what has been cast upon our human consciousness and to move further into the divine consciousness, the real relationship with what really is, fact, right? So here we go. The topic is the truth about God. Now I have this to say as a preface. If in your heart, in your being, you know that it is wrong to take the life of another, it feels bad or presents itself as bad in your awareness to see children suffer, to see people dying because of a lack of something, then is it not clear that it is really false within your being as well to step forward and say, God is good, and go to church on Sunday and say, God is good, God is good. And while you're saying God is good, you're still aware of the fact that all these bad things in your experience are happening as well? Wouldn't that be totally contradictory? And could you really truly believe fully in your heart that God is good if you see those things and believe that they're really happening? The answer for anyone across the board who has any kind of reason would be no. No, that can't be the good God we're talking about. And that is the problem right there with religion. It casts this idea of a good God in form, in that God is responsible for all that, and all who are sick and all who are dying are paying for something that they did wrong. This is not God, just so you know. This is the human consciousness playing itself out, right, as a result of the ego drive. The ego drive is meant to protect one individual, the individual whose ego is involved, right, or a group who comes together and forms a dynamic ego, a group ego, right? The thing is, when that happens, it leaves people outside. It leaves certain individuals outside, and it doesn't care for them. It's concerned for self. It's about safety and survival. And that's all it does for that person, right? Brings pleasure to that one individual. That is not how God, the universal, functions, right? So understand that when religion brings forth the idea of God in that form, what it's saying is God is a separate man from everybody else who judges who deserves to live, who deserves to die, who deserves to have food, who deserves to not have food. That is not a God that anybody who has any type of moral compass or feels good inside about themselves or love in their hearts would subscribe to fully and say, yes, this is my God, and we will trample over the Israelites. We will do all of that stuff. Really? Like, really? Could you really honestly in yourself, as a being who was born into the experience and is experiencing life, say that that is all right for yourself? If you really take a look at it outside of religion, just let yourself think for a second, outside of that stuff, you wouldn't do that. That is not what a heart gives, or a heart that wants to give love would give, right? And understand that while I'm speaking here, I'm not furious at all. I'm just bringing this to you in a way that you could really assess the thoughts that you're having, if it is that you're a person who believes all these things, right? The next level of this is simply this. And I'm going to bring a bit of my personal experience into this just to help with it. God itself, I said itself, yes. God is not just a he, or whatever people think. Just like this Om symbol above my head, which is very, well, it just happens to be there, which is awesome. That is the feminine. This is the masculine. Masculine and feminine form one. There is one within the Om, right? The masculine comes down as an idea, an intention, seeds the feminine, and the feminine expands into the experience. This is the same as I said in the intention and the purpose on the horizontal. The horizontal purpose spreads into experience. It brings together all the particles in consciousness to form the consciousness forms that the intention was set for. So intention and purpose go together to form. That, if anything, is a closer idea of what this the reality of God is, right? The reality of God is it's unbiased. It's pure giving. It's pure love. Pure expressing. And from my personal experience through meditation and through my beginning, I know this to be true. Where I was in the beginning, I was there with what some would call God, some would call it different things, whatever. But I was there with something that was exactly like me. And when I say exactly like me, I mean a total copy of me, not my body image, but the actual energetic imprint that I know myself to be, the light. In that experience, it was calm, clear, and always radiating, not judgmental, not looking around to see who was doing what and telling me to do it. Nothing. I changed my mind for a second and then had this experience. It wasn't God's fault. I don't blame God or look up to God and say, why did you do this to me? That is the problem that mankind has in human consciousness. He looks at God as outside himself doing wrong to him, and he needs to punish this God and think this God is just like human. No, God is nothing like humankind. God is pure love, pure giving. That's it. The thing is, the human mind, however, within its parameters and its frequency, creates things that are not in alignment with that because it's thinking of an individual self. And then it blames God for that. It puts that on God as if that's your fault. You should be handling this world. You should be... No, it's not God's responsibility anymore. We took that into our own hands when we formed the idea of human consciousness and lived within these parameters. And it's not our blame either. It's just us learning to use our machinery better. And we're getting better and better at it as we go in the experience. There is no blame. There is only tweaking the experience, making our experience better and better as we go, and understanding that we're free creators. We're actually free. But no one knows this because they always put it outside themselves and blames God, right? They blame God, and then when they blame God, what happens is they then have no power anymore. They decide they have no power, they're powerless. You're very, very powerful, way beyond your understanding of the type of power you have. So all that, just to say that these are the things that I really want to bring forward. I have seen God, right? Whether you believe it or not is up to you, right? They say, when you see God, you will be like him. Well, in the beginning, I was like him, just like you are like him. We are all like him, it, whatever we want to call it. We were made in the image and likeness. Therefore, if we were to go back far enough in our memory and remember what we really came from, yes, we've all seen God because we, in a sense, are direct replicas of God. We're gods, right? Psalm 82:6, I have said that you are gods and that you are the children of the Most High. We're exactly like that. We're one with that, like Christ said in his life to share with you and to share with me and everybody else. I and my Father are one, not two. We're exactly alike. We're one thing. And in that one experience, your one experience is the experience of God. The life of God is you. The life of God is me. That's what my book was about, right? So there we are. We're at a state now where we understand that we don't have to go to the religious people to tell us what God is anymore. We don't have to listen to them interpret a book from a million years ago as if God is not in contact with us right now. That book is a book. It is a book with power, yes, because it was divinely translated through these people, or channeled as some would say. But we have that ability right now as well. And we are meant to evolve and advance, not stay stuck in the past with somebody's interpretation from way back thousands of years ago. God is present now just as he, she, it was in the past. Understand that and come to the reality of now, where God is right now, not right then. That is then. Don't let that stick your mind and stop you from expanding and growing. We are meant to expand and grow, not to stay stuck in the past and talk about one hero that came to earth and saved everybody, and everybody could just ride to heaven on his shirt tails or whatever, hold on to his coat and you taking a free ride to heaven. You don't have to do anything. No, heaven is within you, not within him, right? Understand that, yes, you could accept that, but when you've accepted that and you know that, it's up to you to do your work, get on your grind, get in contact with your God through your meditation and move to your heaven. Heaven is within you, right? That's the message. Cool. So again, I have seen God. Whether you believe it or not, totally up to you, right? Don't have to believe my word for it. Do your work. Get in contact with your God. God is pure giving and loving extension. Experience again, meditation. What I experienced, being in a state where There was pure love just flowing. No attachment to anything. No hold back. No considerations. Just pure love. No body. No nothing. But pure expressing love. I called it fulfillment bliss because I didn't have a word for it then. But that is the experience of what is. And it's doing that through everything all the time. Vibrating from thing to thing. From life to life. It makes trees grow. If a tree is cut down and it's laid on the ground, that vibration that's in it lasts for a while, right? Because it was being fed from its source. But then the wood would rot after a while if it lays there long enough. Because that vibration, right, that was keeping it alive, as we say, is now moving on to something else, letting that form do its thing. Because the form is not the thing itself. The thing itself is the life within the form. We are not just bodies. We are the life within the body. We are the life force. We are the thing itself. This here is a vessel. This here is an awesome vessel because I can communicate with you. But it's just that. Nothing more and nothing less. Judgment is not in God's love. There is no judgment in love. Anytime you find yourself judging and saying, this person religion right, or this person and this person is the Antichrist and all that kind of stuff, is untrue. Do not waste your time with that. Take your time to connect. Who cares about the Antichrist or whatever they say? It does not matter. Your job is to get in contact with your God. You don't have time for all that. All of that other stuff is a waste of your time and a distraction from your connection to your source. So don't waste your time on judgment at all. You have no time for it. You actually have no time for it. Yes, that's what I said. God heals and keeps all things alive. The force that heals naturally, if the body gets a cut, where does that come from? The subconscious mind, as they say. But where does the subconscious mind come from? Again, from some sort of source. Something that has consciousness in it. Consciousness awareness. That's expressing itself and healing naturally. It protects, it creates, it does all these things for us consistently. And then we still doubt its presence. Obviously something is working in our favor, or else we'd get cut and we'd just be cut and die. But no, there's healing that takes place, which meant there is something that's reinstilling the order that is there. It's a conscious thing that's happening, right? So understand that. It's not like a complicated thing, really. It's just being willing to open your eyes and see that something is happening in your favor. And it's not coincidence, right? So understand that vibration, again, is the key to this. There is a vibration that's moving through us, that's moving as our being, that's extending to others, sharing smiles from here to there, connecting in ways that lifts the vibration of others. And when we stay in contact with that, we recognize ourselves as the center of that vibration. And it's not like we're the center of the universe, although technically we kind of are, right? But as we live in that vibration is extended to others. Our responsibility is just to live in that vibration. If everybody would just do that, we would not have any of those silly ideas of punishment. The legal system would go out. The government would be unnecessary because people won't need anybody to govern them. They will do what is truly in alignment with their being. They will not be judging others. We would not have any kind of things like wars and all that. Those things would be so far out of our awareness. And this is why personal responsibility and personal growth must be taken. But people have stopped that because they keep looking to this outside God that's responsible for everything and punishes and takes care of everything. So you could judge the people across the road and say, yeah, you bad. I see you having an affair with this one. And who cares? Who cares? Stop judging other people and do your own work. That's all. That's all there is. So the truth about God is this. The truth about God is love. Unconditional love. Unconditional, without condition. Without condition. Never taking it away. Never stopping to think you don't deserve my love. Never stopping to say, you know what? I'm going to stop the sun from shining on you right now. No, none of that. That is the truth. Accept it. Eternal love and infinite peace.